The 8th.
Okay.
This meeting is being recorded.
Well, thank you.
You woke her
Glad to
up.
hear that. Good evening and welcome to the City Council meeting of the City of Lenoir for Tuesday, October the 5th, 2021. We welcome you here this evening. As we normally do, let's start out with a roll call so we'll know who is with us. And thank goodness we have all our council here tonight. That's great. We're excited about that. So glad to can be back together. Let's go down the roll and I'll start, I'll just call your name and you just say here. That'd be the easiest way. Chrissy Thomas, Mayor Pro Tem.
Present.
Councilmember Jonathan Beal.
Here.
Councilmember Todd Perdue.
Here.
Councilmember Ike Perkins.
Say here.
Councilmember Ralph Presswood.
Here.
Councilmember David Stevens.
Here.
Councilmember Ben Willis.
Here.
And I am here as mayor. The City Attorney TJ Rohr.
Here.
City Manager Scott Hildebrand.
Here.
Communications Director Joshua Harris.
Here.
And also joining us is Candace from the News Topic. Well, glad to have you, Candace. Glad you're with us. All right, let's go on Zoom then and see who's with us. And we'll start with our staff that's on the Zoom call. Shirley Cannon, our city clerk. I think she's on. Donna Bean, Finance Director.
Here.
Thank you. Ken Hare, Fire Chief.
I'm here.
Thank you. Economic Development Director, Kaylin Horn. Matthew Anthony is in tonight for Kaylin. Matthew, you on? Okay. Police Chief, Brent Phelps.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yes, sir. Parks and Recreation Director, Kenny Story.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Public Utilities Director, Radford Thomas.
I'm here.
Planning Director, Jenny Wheelock.
I'm here, and Matthew is caught up in a meeting, so I'm kind of here for him and Kaylin, too.
Okay, thank you. We'll catch him when he gets here if he does. And our Public Works Director, Jared Wright.
I'm here.
Thank you.
Recording in progress.
Everybody's talking to each other up here. All right, thank you. We welcome you. In a few minutes, we will go to our moment of silence and remain standing for our Pledge of Allegiance.
Somebody needs to
If
be.
you'll cut that off so I can hear my own. We appreciate that. As we go to our time of moment of silence on that, I would like to, for you, consider and keep in your thoughts and prayers a gentleman who used to live here in Lenoir. He's a cousin of our council member, Todd Perdue, Mr. Randall Morrison, who lived in Lenoir for many years, grew up here, passed away yesterday, I think, down in Sunset Beach, North Carolina. We're so sorry about that. Randall was a fine gentleman here. His family, the Morrison family, all grew up here in Lenoir for many, many years. So we will keep the Morrison family in our thoughts and prayers over these next weeks for Randall. And also continue keeping your thoughts and prayers for our healthcare workers and all those who are still doing everything they can to fight this pandemic and all the ways they possibly can. Our police and our fire, our EMS, and everyone who is out there every day trying to do the best they can under these circumstances. We pray for them to be safe and to certainly do everything they can to keep themselves in the best situation they can during this terrible time. We pray for the numbers to continue to go down and to eradicate this as soon as we possibly can. So I ask you to do everything you can for that. Now please join us for a moment of silence and remain standing for our pledge. Thank you. Please salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We do not have matters tonight scheduled for a public hearing, so we'll move on to our consent agenda items on our agenda. That consists of minutes of the...
Mayor, the audit.
Hey, Derek. What's the matter with me? I am sorry. Let's back up. We need to introduce Eric Bowman, who is our auditor. And glad to have you. Sorry about that.
You better listen to what he said.
I know. We're going to listen to what you've got to say. Thank you for being with us tonight and your report.
Thank you for having us. You may have some schedules in your packet here to look at, and it's just a few of the schedules that we're pulling out of our 140-page audit report. The audit report is way more complicated than it needs to be, but nevertheless, the first page that you've got is a schedule of revenues and expenditures for governmental funds, but we're just going to look at that first column, general fund. And if you look at the very bottom of that column, 3 numbers up, you'll see net change in fund balance positive $2.2 million. So we had another fantastic year. You know, you wouldn't expect that with a COVID year, but y'all done great. I mean, they cut expenditures, they did everything possible. So just a fantastic year there. And that brings our total fund balance to $14.5 million. So if you'll flip over to the next page, we'll kind of break that fund balance down where it makes some sense. This is a balance sheet excluding capital assets and long-term debt. And here again, just focusing on the first column, general fund. If you go down to the very last column, move up 1 column, total fund balance, that's our $14.5 million. If you move up 1 other number, you'll see unassigned or unrestricted fund balance, which was $12.6 million, which is 71% of expenditures. And to kind of put that in layman's terms, that's 8.5 months of expenditures in fund balance. And most of my clients, they've got 3 months. I'm thrilled. So you're well above that. And you may remember it's not too awful long ago when we were trying to get to that 3 months. So you just continue to add to fund balance and just had 2 really excellent years. The next page is a revenue expenditure schedule for the water and sewer fund. And you'll notice the first line there, $9.6 million in revenues, expenditures $8 million. So our revenues exceeded expenditures in water and sewer. $1.6 million, and last year was 1.4, so we've had 2 back-to-back really, really good years. The LGC considers, you know, water and sewer fund an enterprise fund. They want you to make money in an enterprise fund. A lot of my clients are lucky if they break even. So here again, water and sewer fund, very strong here. Next page, page 15, is our outstanding debt. And in the last 2 columns, you'll see 2021 versus 2020, and you'll notice that our debt went up $1.5 million, but every bit of that was at 0 interest, so it hasn't cost the city to increase that debt. And out of that $23 million of debt, 71% of it's at 0 interest. I don't know how y'all do that, but that only leaves about 29% of the debt even having any interest on it.
Way around.
So good job on whoever's doing that. And then finally, one thing I really want to mention in this last page is a statement of net position, which is basically a balance sheet or a snapshot of the entire city, 1 page where you can get kind of see all the assets and all the liabilities. And the one thing I want to mention is that the total assets for the city is $124 million. This is not a little operation. This is a big operation. If it was considered a business, it would be considered a big business. And I hope I haven't, you know, oversimplified things, but the city has lots of capital projects. They've got lots of funds, and the accounting here at the city is pretty complicated. So to have the year that you've had, really, the last 2 years, is really a testament to the board and the staff. You know, they've done a really good job cutting expenses, and Donna's done a great job. So just not a lot of negatives. It's a very, very positive report. But if you got any questions, we'll try to answer it best we can.
Where is any of the funds we've got from stimulus money showing up in this? Would that be, there's a $250,000 item on the first page you showed us there.
The big
It's a transfer, and I don't know if that might be it or not.
No, basically what you've got, if you look at, let's see if we can easily find it. If you look on page 19, which is that second page, in the second column, special revenue fund.
Yes.
Under liabilities, there's a number that says advance from ARPA. That's our big money that we got. That's
Okay.
$1.9 million.
Yeah, I was thinking it was more than that, so that answers
Yeah.
my question.
And we've got some other COVID money that's been expended, but that's the money we have not expended yet.
Gotcha. Right. All right.
And there's, you know, I guess a big chunk of that coming over and above that. David, you may know, it seems like it's like 3 million that you're gonna get? Time it's all in?
Scott knows.
We'll get another amount equal to that amount. So we get
Okay.
two deliveries. Got one in already, and the check's in the mail for the second one.
Okay, excellent.
So it's about 3/8 then, I guess. Okay, yeah,
Thank
good
you.
question, good
Thank you for
question.
that.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Yeah, let
Yes,
me
sir,
make a
David. Go ahead.
comment.
Please.
I'm always very impressed with Eric and what he does. This, I've been doing accounting for over 35 years, but to do cities and towns, this is complicated.
It's pretty
And
nasty.
Eric does an excellent job. So I just want everybody here to know, he's a real accountant.
I thank you for those kind words, and I tell you, this is a great place to work. The staff here, extremely nice, and we come in and we stay for a long time and bother them for a long time, and they're just very, very good to us, and we really appreciate it, appreciate the job. So
Well,
here's
we
those
thank
kind
you for
words.
the good job that you've done for the city for
Thank you.
quite a while
Thank you.
now.
Thank you very much, Eric. We
Thank you.
appreciate, thank you for the report. Thank you for being here tonight,
Thank you, appreciate it.
for what you do. And also, thank you, Scott, and
I
your
want to
staff.
commend Donna Bean, her staff, and
yeah,
also the
thanks,
department
Donna.
heads for their work. It takes a lot of work to get this done, so I appreciate that.
Right.
Well, and you and those guys are part of the reason, well, actually, most of the reason why this looks so good. You guys have done an excellent job looking and watching our expenses, and also, Eric just said it. He said 70-some% of zero interest money. That's amazing, and thank you for finding those opportunities for us when you can. You guys have done an excellent job.
I agree, 100%.
Yeah, thank you all our department heads and all your staffs for all you do as well and the hard work that goes together. It's a team, and it works together, the team, and because of that, we create together. How about that? Pretty good.
That's good, Joe.
Nice segue there. That, Joe?
Put that in a t-shirt.
Kaylin's probably saying touche.
Touche.
You record that?
Joshua's got it down there.
Whose topic got that?
Okay, thank you for that report. That was great. All right, now we'll go on. We do not have matters scheduled for public hearing this evening, so we'll move now to our consent agenda items, which consist of our minutes of the City Council meeting of Tuesday, September 21st, 2021. Item B are minutes of the Committee of the Whole meeting of Tuesday, September 28th, 2021. Item C is an amendment to the, this is a recommendation to amend the funding for Linkside Connector Hotel Street project in the amount of $38,585. Funds will be transferred from the general fund to the Capital Project Fund as submitted. And item D is the amendment for the Capital Project Budget Ordinance, which is a recommendation to, for the Capital Project Budget Ordinance for Linkside Connector Hotel Street Capital Project in the amount of $38,585 for a total project cost of $260,800 as submitted. So that's your consent agenda items. I'll open it up for any discussion or motion concerning the consent agenda.
Mayor, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the consent agenda items as presented, A through D.
Okay, we have a motion from Mayor Pro Tem Thomas to approve the consent agenda items A, B, C, and D as presented. If there's no other questions, I'll call for the question. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And all opposed? Thank you.
Mr. Mayor?
Yes.
Got a question. What's the timing on the project? When is this going to take place? Oh, okay.
For the Linkside Connector?
Okay?
Yeah.
You're going to report on that when, okay, when we get to your report, is that right? Right?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Thank you. Any other questions about anything on that? Okay. All right, we do not have, well, next is a request of petitions of any citizens. Michael, welcome. Glad to have you with us tonight. Any questions or anything that you may have?
No, not right now, but glad to be here.
Okay, thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. And everyone else with us, our staff, are the news topic, so we will move on to, we do not have reports of our boards and commissions this evening, so we'll move on to the report and recommendations of our city manager, Mr. Hildebrand.
Mayor, council, a couple items tonight for information. The 2022 holiday schedules in your packet for information, and also the 2022 city council meeting schedule is in your packet for review and approval. We normally approve that in October, and that way you have a year ahead to plan the meetings scheduled for the year, including all conferences and those things that go along with the position. So you have that in your packet, and if you want to go back and confirm that, that would be good at this time.
Okay. Anyone?
Looking for a motion to approve. So item number 2, I'll make a motion that we approve, as it has been presented to us, the meeting schedule for council for 2022 and the holiday schedule as well.
Okay, so we have a motion from Councilmember Purdue to approve the holiday schedule and the city council meeting schedule for 2022 as presented by staff. Any other questions on any of that? If not, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you with that. The City County Service Committee will meet on Monday, October 11th at noon. The Caldwell County Economic Development Commission will meet on Tuesday, October 12th at 8 a.m. Early voting will begin for municipal elections on Thursday, October 14th through Friday, October 29th from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturday, October 30th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. And all that's being held at the Caldwell County Resource Center, which is the old library at 120 Hospital Avenue. Also, the Lenoir Business Advisory Board will meet virtually on Thursday, October 14th at 6 p.m. And also, the Park and Recreation Advisory Board will meet on Monday, October 18th at 6 p.m. And that's your meetings coming up for the next month. Tonight, we have one item for decision. That is construction bid award for Hotel Street Extension. Staff's been working on this, I guess, since 2015, I believe. Finally, bids were received on this on September 21st. Staff solicited 5 folks to quote this job. 3 responses came in. The low bidder was Iron Mountain,
Mountain Crest.
Mountain Crest. Iron Mountain's another job. Mountain Crest, the bidder is $215,800. Jared, do you want to go back and discuss the timing of this, as Mr. Presswood asked about?
Sure. Assuming that we award the contract tonight, we've spoken with the contractor about our schedule. The next steps would be executing the contract, which will take approximately 10 days. The contractor did express some concern with material availability in starting the project, so we need to work with them to establish that notice to proceed date. We do have some storm drain piping that's going in as part of the project, and that's nationally back ordered. However, they may be able to get it quicker. We're assuming a notice to proceed to be issued this month, and that the project has a 90-day contract time, so I expect to be seeing dirt turning by sometime in November.
Okay,
That's our recommendation.
thank you. Any other questions before we?
Mr. Mayor, as a former resident of Linkside, I just moved this weekend to a new house. I'd like to say that the neighbors that I have spoken with over the years on Linkside are very excited to have a much safer access into their neighborhood and exiting their neighborhood. I hope that the businesses will see the same thing, that they'll appreciate that extra entrance to their businesses. But on behalf of those neighbors, I say thank you to council and to staff for being able to get this project done.
Thank you. It has been a while, but we're glad to see it coming to fruition here. Certainly will be a lot safer access in and out to that whole area there with the residents and the apartment complex, the hotel, the businesses there. It's going to make a big difference to get them out to the street there. So,
Yeah.
anyway, we have before you is a construction bid award where the recommendation is to award this to the low bidder, which is Mountain Crest LLC, in the amount of $215,800 as presented. We'll call for the question if there's no other questions to be asked.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion that we award the bid as presented.
We have a motion from Councilmember Beal to award the construction bid as presented in that amount. And I'll call for the question. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. Carries unanimously. Thank you. Anything else, Mr. Hildebrand? Thank you. All right, we'll move on to a report and recommendations of our city attorney, Mr. Rohr.
Nothing.
Okay, thank you. All right, I'll move down to, from the mayor's office, a board appointment. Discussed this at our last meeting, made a presentation to you to recommend to the council, Stephen Stewart be appointed to serve a 3-year term on the Lenoir ABC Board. He will be replacing Betsy Wilson, who has been serving and has moved to the beach, and we wish her all the best as she continues her retirement life at the coast. And we appreciate all that she did in being a part of that. Betsy was a great member of that, well-informed and kept up with a whole lot of things. She actually did serve on the state ABC board while she was serving on our local board, so we appreciated that. But Stephen, I think, will make a great addition to that board, and so I would make that recommendation to you for his approval.
Make a motion to approve Mr. Stewart as recommended by the mayor.
Thank you. Councilmember Perdue makes a recommendation to approve Stephen Stewart for this 3-year term on the Lenoir ABC Board. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you very much. All right, we'll move on to report and recommendations of city council members. Before we do that, we do have one item here, the National League of Cities Annual City Summit. There is coming up. We need a delegate and an alternate from the council that plans to attend that. This, of course, will be done virtually now. It has been changed. It was to be where? Salt Lake City, that's right. Salt Lake City, but that has been changed because of course, COVID situation. It's scheduled now for Friday, November the 19th at 4 o'clock is the meeting, and the conference will run virtually from November 15th through the 19th. Myself, City Attorney Mr. Rohr, and Council Member Ben Willis and City Manager Scott Hildebrand so far will be attending on the virtual that conference. So we need to select a delegate and an alternate for the voting during that time. So I'll open that up to anyone.
Mr. Mayor, I would like to make a motion to have Councilmember Willis as the delegate, if he will accept it.
Okay, and we need an alternate too.
And then Mr. Rohr as the alternate.
Okay.
You'll be voting, won't you, Mr. Willis?
We can arm wrestle for it if you want.
So it does not need to be a sitting member of council. It could be any representative of the city.
I know that when I was voting delegate, a lot of times there were people that weren't actually the elected officials. So as far as I know, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah,
And we certainly don't have a problem, you guys don't?
No.
it's fine.
Okay. Recommendation then would be Councilmember Willis would be the voting delegate, and City Attorney Rohr would be the alternate in case he could not vote. Okay, no other discussion on that. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you. That carries unanimously. Appreciate that. Okay, any other reports or recommendations from any of our council members? Coming up, yes, sir.
What is the status on the Hospital Avenue sidewalk project?
Okay. Mr. Hildebrand or Mr. Wright?
I'll defer to Mr. Wright. I know I've been signing easements this past week, so I know we've got probably at least 2/3 of those easements executed for that project and still negotiating with the remainder of that third. Mr. Wright, are you still on the call?
I am. Yeah, Mr. Hildebrand's correct. We have been executing easements. We are approximately 2/3 of the way through that process. We've identified about 4 properties where we're having to go back and either make some plan modifications or some utility relocation modifications to try to work with the property owners as much as possible. But we're getting a lot closer to wrapping up the acquisition process. And I met on site with our right-of-way consultant last week, finalizing some of those proposals to present to those remaining property owners.
Okay.
And I would mention the delay's also been the state DOT money has been frozen for a period of time, and so that's why it's taken as long as it has. So we hope to get this executed, and hopefully the state will free up the money for the construction.
Okay. Any other questions, concerns, or reports from any of our council members?
Mr. Mayor, council, just thinking ahead, you'll see more information about the 7th annual Turkey Tuesday event. Last year we were not able to have it because of COVID protocols, but we will be having it the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. This year it will still be at Martin Luther King Center. It will be in the form of a drive-by. And there's going to be some parameters about how many turkeys we can give out to each vehicle. And so I look forward to council participating in that and department heads getting that word out, but we're excited for it to come back. People are already reaching out for donations and people are calling already the rec center to make sure. So there's a lot of people in need, so we're going to at least have that piece. And the council always does a really good job at supporting that. So more to come. We'll be reporting on that a little bit more, but it is going to be November the 23rd at the MLK Center.
Okay.
The 23rd.
Yes, Tuesday, always the Tuesday before Thanksgiving.
Turkey Tuesday.
Turkey Tuesday.
Turkey
Is
or
the main
turkey?
turkey gonna be
The main turkey's gonna be there in a suit this year. The jive
We don't
turkey.
want to scare the people away. Somebody let a big vulture out.
Can we go on with the meeting?
Yeah. All right, any other council member have anything to bring before?
For the turkey giveaway.
All right, if nothing else to come
I'll be
before us,
there.
thank you for being here. We stand adjourned.
John,